Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs announces his first fight with Matchroom Boxing. It's against Luis Arias, and it'll be broadcast live on HBO. It's Saturday, November 11th at Nassau Coliseum. With this Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing. Now, Eddie, first of all, you're over here in the USA, and tell us why Danny Jacobs. What did you see in him that was special?
I saw a superstar. I saw a lovely man. I saw a great fighter. I saw an incredible backstory. And in my opinion, the best middleweight in world boxing. So I'm very excited to be working with him. November the 11th, we have a huge show at Nassau Coliseum. Danny Jacobs against Luis Arias, a big heavyweight matchup between Gerald Big Baby Miller and Mariusz Wach. So we're excited, to be working with HBO and Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, it all seemed to move sort of quickly. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us about coming to the USA, because this is your debut, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, we have a lot of success in the UK, some huge events there. This is a great country to do live sports in. They love their boxing, and boxing's a great sport. So we saw an opportunity here. We spoke with HBO. We identified Danny Jacobs as a target, moved very quickly, and now we're up and running. November the 11th, we can't wait.
And also, it'll be broadcast on Sky Sports?
That's right, Sky Sports in the UK, all around the world as well. But certainly our first major show on HBO.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you. Right now, November the 11th is the only thing that should be in Danny Jacobs' mind after speaking to this young man here today. The co-main event, what a fight, and what a division right now in world boxing, in heavyweight division. So many great young fighters, of course, our charge, I believe the biggest star in world boxing, Anthony Joshua, looking for opponents, looking for people to fight. And on the card here on November the 11th, you have a heavyweight matchup that I think is a mouth-watering opportunity. Two top 10 ranked heavyweights. Gerald Big Baby Miller, of course, the star out of Brooklyn. He's always got plenty to say for himself, already making waves in the heavyweight division, against Poland's Mariusz Wach, the giant over to my left. Looks sensational. We had him in sparring for the Vladimir Klitschko fight for Anthony Joshua. Wach is number 7 with the WBC. He's top 10 with the IBF. This is a top 10 heavyweight matchup that is very, very important and instrumental to the division moving forward. We wouldn't be here without our partners, and it's wonderful to be teaming up with HBO Boxing and Peter Nelson. Peter and I have had a close relationship over the years. He's a guy who lives and breathes the sport of boxing. He can phone me up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter. I'll pick up the call. We look forward to working together over the years and started on November the 11th. Of course, Brooklyn Boxing, who are working closely with Danny Jacobs as well, to be going to their home in Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, on November the 11th, then bring it back to Brooklyn, coming in March or April. And thank you to Brett Yormack and Anthony Cantazaro for all their help and support of Danny Jacobs and this event moving forward as well. It's an absolute honour to be promoting live boxing in America, and you're going to really enjoy what we bring. It's going to be fresh, it's going to be exciting. Back to the heavyweight division, and again, what a matchup this is. Like I said, everybody's bubbling around at the moment. Mariusz Wach, top 10 in many organisations, so is Big Baby Miller. They could have avoided this fight. They both want to fight, they both want to prove that they're the guys that should be moving forward to challenge for the world heavyweight title. At this time, courtesy of his translator as well, I want to bring up a former world title challenger, one of the top fighters in world heavyweight boxing right now, an absolute giant of a man as well. Please welcome from Poland, Mariusz Wach.
Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie. Chciałbym podziękować na wstępie panu Ediemu Hearnowi i telewizji HBO danie mi szansy zawalczenia na tak dużej gali i na pewno nie będą żałowali tej decyzji. Tego 11 listopada będą bardzo duże emocje i grzmoty.
I would like to thank everybody that's out here, especially HBO, for giving me a chance and opportunity to show myself in this big fight coming up with Gerald Miller.
Co do samego przeciwnika, wiadomo, Miller jest bardzo mocnym, bardzo silnym, bardzo mocno bijącym przeciwnikiem, ale na pewno nie spotkał się jeszcze w swojej karierze z takim zawodnikiem jak ja, odpornym na ciosy, też mocno bijący, więc tego 11 listopada będzie bardzo brutalny pojedynek.
November 11th, We know that Big Baby Miller is a strong fighter, big heavyweight, but he hasn't met a war like me. He hasn't met a heavyweight like me, and November 11th is going to be war.
Chciałbym wszystkich z tego miejsca zaprosić na 11 listopada na ten pojedynek. Nie będziecie żałowali. Dziękuję.
And I want to thank everybody that's here, that came tonight, and to see you guys November 11th inside the ring of Nassau Coliseum. Thank you.
I think to grow any sport, you need stars, you need personalities, and the opponent of Mariusz Wach certainly has that in abundance. If he can fight like he talks, and we believe he can, then I think he has a huge future in the game. It's an absolute honour to be working with his representative as well, Dimitri Salita, who's helping us get off the ground here in the UK. And before Big Baby Miller steps up to the podium to speak, I'm going to ask Dimitri Salita to come up, say a few words, and introduce his fighter. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank HBO and Peter Nelson for giving Gerald an opportunity to appear in the network. I'd like to thank Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and his excellent staff for the opportunity to work together on this great event. It's very exciting for me to see such a star-packed HBO card in New York City with Brooklyn fighters all on their way on a place to boxing history. Danny Jacobs is a superstar in the making and someone I know for many years, trained together at Sarah City Boxing Club, so it's great to see you here, Danny. But the reason I'm here is to introduce the co-main fighter, Gerald Big Baby Miller. I believe that in a very short period of time, he would be a man that needs no introduction. He's a heavyweight from Brooklyn, New York, that is following in the rich lineage of fighters like Riddick Bowe and Mike Tyson. And I believe that he's the heir to the heavyweight throne and is the future heavyweight champion of the world. Gerald's going to fill you in on everything that I missed. Come up here and say a few words, Gerald.
What's up? Take my glasses off. Man, it's a long time coming to get to this point, man. If you know anything about the streets or anything about fighters, man, it takes a long time to get to where I'm at, man. I had no easy routes taken. 15 years, and we're finally somewhere, you know? And I want to thank Eddie Hearn from the bottom of my heart for giving me the opportunity in a country where he's not from to see talent in me. And people that's from the country where I'm from kind of overlook me in so many ways and make politics be a part of it. HBO, man, they stepped up when other fall. Salita is a pain in my butt, but I know him since I was 16 years old, and he's a pretty good guy when he wants to be. But he's still my boy, you know. Shalom. You know, I could talk a lot of junk right now, but I'm going to be real with you and the fans. Your boy going through a lot. Personally, in my personal life, my relationship, I'm going through a lot. But I almost didn't come to the press conference because I was so pissed. But that's the difference between other people. It's about teamwork. You know, it's not just about me, Eddie Hearn. It's about HBO. It's about my promotion company. It's about Danny Jacobs. It's about my city. It's about my publicist, Alvina. It's about my trainer, Harry. It's not just about me. You know, me not coming to this press conference is ultimate disrespect because I might not feel like it, but it's a teamwork. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it took a team to get me here. I didn't get here by myself. A lot of times people say, yo, I did all the work by myself. I'd be lying to you. There was days I had nowhere to sleep. I was sleeping on my aunt's couch. There was days I had no money. Harry gave me a couple bucks. So it took teamwork to get to where I'm at today. And I'm truly thankful for that, and I'm blessed for that. You know, I'm super motivated. I'm a little relaxed right now, 'cause I need to be. When I mean I'm super motivated, you know, I fought last time at 296. I'm 296 now. So imagine 5 weeks from now where I'm going to be at. I am so angry on the inside of what happened a couple weeks ago with, you know, other promoter, other network. They wanted me to fight my best friend. Not a friend of like a year or two of just sparring, no. This is a friend that I started into the boxing gym when I first put on a pair of boxing gloves. It was Adam Kowanaki. And it hurts because, you know, we've earned our spot. We earned the right to have a say in our career. But promoters, managers, businessmen, and networks, sometimes they have their own hidden agenda and they kind of push it on you. But when you're strong-willed, strong mind, I sacrifice so much to get here. I'd rather quit and die before I give into the need of somebody else. That's not the way how this works. And boxers need to understand that. Athletes in general need to understand that. What's going on right now with football and taking one knee, it's about believing what you want to believe in, man. You know, we all won. You know what I mean? And it hurts, really hurts. But like I said before, November 11th is going to be war, and I'm going to kill something. As well, a lot of people don't understand, I'm actually black Polish, if you didn't know that. So I'm actually the black Polska. And I'll give a quick history lesson. A lot of people don't know that the Polish helped the Haitians revolt against the French to help overthrow the French and give Haitian people their independence. And since then, Polish is the only European white country that's actually recognized as being black. I bet you I didn't know that. So when he's actually black, he might look white, but he's actually black. So that means he can fight his ass off twice as much. But like I said before, man, it took teamwork to get to where I'm at. I could not get here by myself, but in that ring, I'm by myself. You know what I mean? And come November 11th, I'm going to kick your behind. He got no idea. If I was throwing 70 punches at 296 with 5 weeks' notice, imagine what the punch output. Imagine what I'm going to bring to ring November 11th. You know what I mean? It's going to be fireworks. Like I said, I'm going to thank HBO for stepping up, put money where their mouth is. I thank Eddie Hearn for putting money where his mouth is and giving me opportunity to show my skill on TV. I've been doing this. If you check my track record from kickboxing, amateur, all that, I've been kicking butt for a long time. So what you think is going to happen November 11th? I'm going to kick butt again. I'm not Adam. I'm not none of the body you ever spar with. I'm not the Vladimir Klitschko. I'm something different. I'm mean. I'm a killer. I'm going to knock your head off. But thank you for signing the contract. Because it was hard to find another dummy to step in. So at least we got one dummy to step in, and I appreciate it because we're going to hurt them. Thanks again, guys. Support your local fighters. Support New York. Support Brooklyn. And of course, look out for one another because no matter if you're black, white, Muslim, Jew, Irish, Puerto Rican, it don't matter. Guess what? We only got each other at the end of the day. Thanks.
And you thought you were just coming for a press conference today. A geography lesson from Gerald Miller. Something I never thought possible. But it's a fight I can't wait to see. Now, when Peter talked about the ease of the Danny Jacobs deal coming together, I have to tell you a funny story that I was actually with my father having dinner, who's promoted boxing for over 30 years, and we was working on the Danny Jacobs deal with Keith, and all of a sudden, we were just about there, and I received a picture that Keith sent me of Danny Jacobs signing the contract. And I looked at my dad and said, oh shit, it's happening. What are we going to do now? And when I told Danny the story, he said, oh, we're going to be all right, aren't we? And we are going to be all right, because when things happen, and when you have a proper team behind you, someone that can move quickly, we moved quickly with Rock Nation. And I have to thank Luis Arias and Dino Duva as well for moving quickly to sign this opportunity for his fighter as well. Because sometimes you can get slow tracked, you can get messed around, and this was a very, very simple deal to make. After Dino broke my balls a little bit on the money, the fact was Luis Arias wanted this fight. He wanted this opportunity. And when you've got young fighters who are willing to step up and promoters that are willing to put their young fighters in big fights, it makes the business a whole lot easier. So right about now, I'd like to welcome up to the stage from Rock Nation, Dino Duva.
Thank you, Eddie. On behalf of Rock Nation, it's a pleasure to be here doing business with Eddie, Matchroom team, Frank, the old man Barry. I'm sure he's home. Looking forward to getting here on November 11th. They're just a class act, one of the great promoters in the world, and I'm very happy to be doing business with Eddie and the team. I want a special thank to Peter Nelson of HBO. Peter gave us his word that he would give Luis Arias an opportunity, and he kept it. And I want to congratulate him on putting this great event together, and I want to personally thank him for honoring that. I want to echo all the other thanks. Brooklyn Boxing, Barclays Center, Brett, Mandy, Anthony, doing a great job with boxing in the city. We all appreciate that. New York Athletic Commission, Dimitri Salita. It's an honor to do business on this great event, and we're very happy for it. Before I introduce Luis, I just want to introduce a few quick members of his team who are very important part of the Luis Arias career. First, his manager and advisor, sitting out there in the audience, Damian Ramirez. Also, Lewis's trainer, who in my opinion is one of the greatest trainers in the world. Very happy to be working with him on this event. On our side, John David Jackson, really one of the great trainers of the world, sitting up here.
Thank you, Dino. I want to thank Eddie Hearn for putting this card together and allowing, along with Peter Nelson of HBO, allowing us, once again, Luis to showcase his talents. This is a good fight, a very good fight, two very good middleweights, and it's a fight that the fans deserve to see and the public deserves to see it, and it's here. Won't bash Danny, he's a good fighter, and he's definitely a true gentleman. You know, there'll be times during the press we'll get chances to view our points and say what we need to say, but I'm going to let Luis right now do what he wants to do and then speak his piece. I'm just happy that they made this fight. There's two very good fighters, and now Luis gets the chance to once again showcase his talents and show the world why he is truly, if not the best middleweight, one of the best middleweights in the world today. And in time, he'll prove that he is the best. So I'm just thankful that he gets this opportunity. And I'd like to say, take this time out to say hello to one of my fighters, a very good friend of mine also, and that's Kristal Algieri. Glad to see you, Chris. So I look forward to this fight, and hey, we'll let Luis do the rest. Thank you very much.
Every boxer at some point in their career get an opportunity. And it's an opportunity that can change your career and your life. And that's what opportunity we have right now and Luis Arias has in his career with this fight on November 11th. We have great respect for Danny Jacobs. He's a great champion in and out of the ring. He is truly an inspiration to the world, not just in boxing, but to the world in general. But we believe, and I believe, that Danny bit off a little more than he can chew on this fight. Once they get into the ring, it's a different story. And we have the utmost confidence that Luis Arias is going to take advantage of this career and life-changing opportunity. I want to bring him up right now from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Luis Arias.
Yeah. Down goes Jacobs. Down goes Jacobs. He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up. Let's not act like it hasn't happened before now. That chin has been checked. You have been hit that deck. So it's not far-fetched. Yeah, you're a good fighter. You know what I mean? You did your thing. You know, you put up a valiant effort versus Triple G. But Eddie Hearn and HBO is giving you way too much credit for just making it to the 12th round. I've been fighting my whole life, since I was 8 years old. I know the difference between boxing and running. And there was a lot of points in that fight where I didn't know if you were boxing or running. So, like I said, I'm ready for this opportunity. You know, like he said, it didn't take no time to get this fight done. They offered me to fight Friday morning, Friday at 12:30. I said, give me the Jacobs fight, and now we're here. You know, I'd like to thank HBO. Peter, you know, you did say he was going to bring me back on HBO. When we spoke before the Magomedov fight, I told you who I wanted, and you delivered. You know, I took the fight, and I'm ready. You know, I'm undefeated. I'm hungry. Never hit the deck. Never been hurt. Been moving. If I would have fought the guys he fought, you know what I mean, I'd be 30-0 too. You know what I mean? But he's had a great team. He's been taken care of. But at the end of the day, that chin is suspect. I'm coming to fight. I don't plan on training for a marathon. So please, when I hit you, just don't run. I'm going to be in the middle of the ring. You're not going to have to go find me. I'm going to be right there and ready to fight. So like I said, November 11th, I'm shocking the world, and everyone's going to see who Luis Arias is. Who hitting that deck? How many times your man's hit that deck? I hit the deck. How many times he hit the deck? Sergio Moore had 8 knockouts, and he put him down. Did you see Sergio Moore? What happened to Pirog? You know what I mean? Pirog. You remember HBO set it up for him to be a star. You know what I mean? HBO set it up. Be a star. You know what I mean? All right, well, November 11th, we're going to find out. November 11th, we're going to find out. I'm going to be ready. And like I said, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I'm going to be ready. 100% ready. I've been watching Daniel Jacobs since I was 15, 16 years old. Even back then, he was getting dropped. Like I said, I stand a very good chance to win this fight. I suggest you guys go and do your homework. Like I said, like I told Peter, everything Danny did, I did it. Danny couldn't even get out the amateurs out the U.S. They never took Danny out the U.S. to go fight with the world champions and everybody outside the world. Why? Because when he came back, he would lose. It's the truth, man. Come on. I was there. I was a national champ. What you win, 2006? I won in 2008 and 2010. So I'm right there. I belong in this fight, and I'm going to be ready. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm going to be training for the hardest fight of my life. I'm going to be in tip-top shape, and I'm going to be ready. I just want to take a time right now and let everyone know, everyone in Las Vegas, my prayers are out there with you guys. I suggest that everyone who can donate some blood, you go donate some blood. Puerto Rico and Mexico still needs our help, you know, so keep donating. Rock Nation and Tidal linked up. We got a big plane that we're getting ready to send over to Puerto Rico. So I highly suggest you guys go to tidal.com/Puerto Rico, help us out. You know, Brooklyn here, Club Lust is opening up for donations every day. So just keep pushing, you know. We're in good positions in our lives, we're living good, but there's people out there in the world who need us. Y para mi gente puertorriqueña, toda la gente mexicana, todos los latinos que han sido afectados por todos estos desastres, por favor no pierdan la fe en Dios, que la ayuda ya viene. Y le dedico esta pelea a ustedes. See you in November.
Whoa, feels like we're back in Britain already. This is going to be a great night. Okay, before we bring up the miracle man, Danny Jacobs, fighters are very brave people. They need protecting in the ring and also out of the ring as well. And when you've got someone by your side like Keith Connolly is for Danny Jacobs, it's almost like I was talking to Danny Jacobs' father, the way that he was protecting him throughout this process. Someone that cares about this man deeply, someone that's been there from the start. And I'd like Keith Connolly, Danny Jacobs' manager, to come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for coming. I don't know how I'm going to follow up Lewis's speech, but that was a good one. I want to thank Peter Nelson and Eddie Hearn. It was a deal that really was easy to make. It happened very quickly, sort of last second. And it was easy to make because they're both really fair guys. They didn't try to lowball Danny. They gave him a fair offer. There were a few things that needed to be tweaked. But this was the right move for Danny Jacobs at the right time. All the big fights are in his division, really geared towards HBO. You have Canelo, Triple G, the obvious two guys that everybody wants to fight. And you also have David Lemieux and Billy Joe Saunders. So those are fights that Danny wants. Those are fights that HBO is talking about making. And those are all fights that Danny Jacobs can and will win. As far as November 11th goes, it's not going to be nearly as interesting as the speech Lewis just gave. I think we all know that. A couple weeks from now, all of what he just said isn't going to mean anything. Boxing is a sport that the truth always comes out in the end. And when he gets in that ring and he sees the size, the speed that Danny Jacobs has, his mouth is going to be shut up real quick. And, you know, I've said this before. You say you're going to do all this, you're going to do all that. Come November 11th, you ain't going to do shit. And you guys want to talk to the man of the hour? I want to introduce the former middleweight champion and the future middleweight champion of the world, Daniel Jacobs.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Much respect for Lewis and his team for accepting this fight. I want to thank HBO, my promoter, Eddie Hearns. Thank you guys for believing in me. Thank you guys for giving me this platform, this opportunity to showcase my skills. I always wanted to make sure that I prove to the fans that I'm stepping inside the ring with the best. And even though a lot of people don't know who Luis Arias is, a lot of people in the inside boxing world, they know who this guy is. And he's an undefeated champion, and he's looking to ruin all the plans that I have in HBO and my promoter has for me. So I have to take this guy serious. I mean, I didn't take what he said serious just now, but I mean, I have to take this guy serious because this is the opportunity of a lifetime for him. I have to continue to do what I do and win so that I can have my opportunities in the near future. I'm taking this fight very serious. It's in my hometown. It's added pressure. main event, first appearance on HBO officially as a signed fighter with my new promoter. I mean, this is nerve-wracking. This is supposed to be my showcase. Now, this man is going to try to ruin it all. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give a great show. Whether or not he can last, whether or not the chin questions, I mean, I feel like I've already proven those things. And yeah, I've went down in the amateurs against Sean Porter. I went down in the pros against Dimitri Pirog and okay. Sergio Mora went down, right? But guess what? None of that matters. None of that stuff matters. You can't base all of those things on how you're going to perform. You are none of those guys, and I am no one you have ever fought before. We could stay here and compare amateur records. We can talk about your 2 national or 1 national championship versus my 10 trips out of the country, international duel. We could go on and on and on about records, but none of that matters. What matters is that we prepare ourselves well, we step in, and we give the best foot forward. But I'm honestly, I don't really like, Sergio Mora was the only guy that I said I was going to knock out, and I knocked him out. I don't really like knocking out guys, but I thought this was going to be a cool press conference. We're going to get up here and take pictures and talk about stuff, but this guy is taking it to another level. This guy is really taking it to another, I mean, he got the jewels on, he got the Fruity Pebbles suit on. I mean, geez, New York is, you in for a treat, guys. Swear. Big shout out to my team, Andre Rozier, my trainer, Victor Roundtree up in heaven, and everybody who stuck by me, my family, my Get in the Ring Foundation, everybody who always supported me in my career. I cannot begin to tell you how much this opportunity means to me, but I will show you November 11th, and that's going to be my very first outing, and it's going to be one of the best ones because this guy, he needs to get his mouth shut. So tune in if you can't be there. It's going to be a good fight. Thank you.